I think we're under attack here. John Williams music in the background, and it's going to change into Michael Francis music with the Florida Orchestra, who was on board here this morning. And I didn't realize that you were in with the London Symphony Orchestra and John Williams some of the times that they did Star Wars music. Is that right?
Yes, good morning, Jack. Good morning, Aaron. I would say that's still maybe the coolest thing I ever did in music. The first time I was going to play golf on a very wet morning, and the manager of the London Symphony Orchestra, I wasn't a member at the time, said, "Can you get to Abbey Road Studios by 10 o'clock?"
Abbey Road Studios.
That's right, exactly.
You're really immersed in history here.
Oh, you're talking to a superstar here, Jack. I wish.
And you're like, I'm going to meet with Paul McCartney right now. It's going to be great.
Number 8 double bass is not a superstar. So I went there and I started playing, and John Williams was conducting. And then I started playing bom, 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 be-doo, bom, be-doo. I had so many goosebumps, and I kept wanting to go zoom, zoom every time I moved my bow as well, like a lightsaber. And the way it works in the studios is that you see the film up on the huge screen with John Williams, but it's before all the CGI has been completed. So you're watching sort of Yoda jumping around fighting somebody. And then the coolest thing about that first session was Ian McDiarmid, who played the Emperor, was viewing us from the Abbey Road viewing gallery. So watching him, having John Williams conduct, and watching Yoda fighting, and I'm playing Darth Vader's music, I couldn't play. I was so excited.
So surreal.
People would like to know how you do that. I mean, all movies have music going on behind it, and they wonder, how is that done? I mean, you all sit in there, and you're given the music sheets and everything like that, and you all watch a screen and play it along with that and get quieter or louder or whatever it is, or how does that work?
So we have so the music's broken down into very small sections. So the music is pretty much the last stage of the process. So the film is completely edited because it's expensive to record with an orchestra. So they give us it'll be called 5MB3, and that'll be a 43-second section of music. And we'll have a click in our ears like headphones, and it'll go... And that'll keep us in time, so we're perfectly synchronized to the film. And then we just play the music as if it was a piece of Beethoven, with the dynamics, with the shaping and all the different things. And then they say, fine, now let's go to 4MB24, and we'll do that one. So over about 10 days to 2 weeks, or sometimes quicker, we'll record the entire film.
That's interesting. And the other question is, what's it like at Abbey Road, which became a classic name in this country because of the Beatles?
It's great, and it's always something very special going in there. And actually, you really do bump into a lot of famous people as well. I mean, we've seen Paul McCartney having a cup of tea quite close to us when we were recording in there before with the London Symphony. So it is...
having a cup of tea?
Oh, absolutely. Well, we're English. We wouldn't drink
coffee.
Having
a beer or anything like that?
Not quite that early.
I have to raise my concerns here, Michael, for the Florida Orchestra, because we have coming up Star Trek versus Star Wars. But from what we just heard, I think you're biased.
Oh, no, I'm horribly biased. I mean, I can honestly say, without any shadow of a doubt, I am all Jedi in this, absolutely. But if you think about that first film, the most iconic thing is that first trumpet note that you hear when the music comes on a long time ago in a galaxy far, far away.
Oh, yeah.
That was the very first note that Maurice Murphy played with the London Symphony Orchestra. He turned up, sat down, said, "What's all this Star Wars stuff?" And then went pew, and played that first note. And the music, if you can imagine watching the film without hearing the force,
it's nothing.
Yeah, it wouldn't be the same. That music really made it come alive.
And I tell you what's interesting, if you watch the film without the actors, or without the special effects, and without James Earl Jones's voice as Darth Vader, because the original actor was from the West Country, so he says things like, "Princess Leia, I am Darth Vader." That's his real voice. It's sort of like something out of the Deep South in the UK. And then, of course, it's, "Princess Leia, I am your father." Then it becomes super cool. So when you watch the original without music or without special effects, it's basically people running around in plastic outfits going, pew, pew, pew.
I want to see that one.
You should. It's on YouTube. It's really interesting. But it's going to be fantastic music. And actually, if you are interested in dressing up in your outfits, we welcome that. We'll have at least 20 people from the 501st Legion who will be coming on stage in all their various Darth Vader outfits and all the different things. And we include music from the modern films, The Force Awakens as well. And of course, Star Trek is a huge event for so many people. I'm not necessarily a Trekkie, but the music is sensational. In The Next Generation, The Wrath of Khan, Deep Space Nine, the Star Trek Into Darkness.
Do you expect to see more people dressed up as Star Trek or as Star Wars?
Star Wars.
Yeah, me too. A lot of Chewbaccas.
Definitely so.
A lot. Sorry about that, Jack.
I play Chewbacca too.
Yes. Don't get me started. I will nerd out on Star Wars at any point.
He doesn't have any headsets on. He doesn't know that Jeff's in the other room playing all these sound effects.
Were we having a Chewbacca mating ritual just then? Were we?
Oh, Lord.
Oh, no.
You don't want to hear what all's going on in there right now.
No.
Which one of us is Chewbecky?
We'll swap.
And tickets start at £15. It's nice and cheap. So we still have some.
$15.
Yeah.
What is that?
Oh,
$15.
$15. Sorry, wrong
That
country.
is great.
15 pounds. We just talked about Dr. Hirschon, how to lose 15 pounds. Now you're coming in here and saying you want 15
Do
pounds.
they still have those little booths where you can go in and exchange currency here?
I love that. Yeah, it's just 15 pounds. No, $15. We'll do it that way.
Yeah.
That would be about, let's see, $34.
Oh, I wish.
for
No,
15
it's about
pounds.
$16 at the moment. The pound is rather weak.
Oh, the pound is down.
Yes, the
Okay.
Americans are beating us comfortably.
It's been taking a pounding.
Yeah.
Whoa.
You've lost,
Sterling joke there.
You've lost weight. But this is that you're going to have the music of Star Trek versus Star Wars, and that's Friday through Sunday, and you got a Saturday matinee, which is going to be incredible. And then also you got Romeo and Juliet and West Side Story coming up.
Yes.
That's weekend after next.
That's right. So Leonard Bernstein, of course, one of the great conductors and composers who wrote West Side Story, has turned 100. So he was born in 1918. So we're celebrating his music. And West Side Story, of course, is one of the most iconic pieces with Mambo, Somewhere, and all the other great pieces.
Somewhere.
Exactly. And we also have the greatest trumpeter alive coming to play here, Håkan Hardenberger, a Swedish trumpeter and a good friend of mine. If you want to hear the greatest trumpet playing on the planet, come and hear this concert. And I remind people that we have our classical kids program. So for the Masterworks concerts, children between the age of 5 and 18 come for free.
Oh, that's great.
Free. And regular tickets start at just $15. So it's very, very affordable.
Or £15.
And you can get, or 15 pounds if you want to pay that. But you can get all the information by going to the website at floridaorchestra.org, at floridaorchestra.org. And it's good to have you in here again, along with all the cameras and all the lovely young ladies who are on board.
And may the force be with you.
And may the force, or the fifth, be with you.
I still have a 10-pound note that I have when I went to England. I'm going to try to use that. I'm going to say, Michael Francis said I could use pounds.
Use your 10-pound note. That's going to be awfully heavy to carry in there. Hey, thank you, Michael, for coming by this morning.
A pleasure.